Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Unity of Command Return episode with me, your host, Imperial Dane from the Propagandacast. And today we are looking at the advance on Kiev, not the very taking on Kiev, just getting there, sort of close to Kiev. Leading a sizable force, or at least semi-sizable force. I've got plenty of tank corps and mechanized, a few guard strength units. I'm also facing a considerable fascist force dug in along a line with a few gaps and a few panzer divisions acting as reserves. A few divisions with a Stug Abteilung attached to a Panzerjäger Abteilung consisting of Marders, since usually, by 1943 it would not be uncommon for Marders to also be found in the tank destroyer companies or battalions of each unit. In particular, Panzer divisions would usually have that. It was only later that things like the Hetzer and the Panzerjäger 4 would appear and sort of take up positions there in those companies, sort of forming a slightly more tougher tank destroyer, which could also serve in more other roles, like say an assault gun, which was generally what the Germans preferred over the more specialized tank destroyer like the Marder. One sort of little challenge here for me will actually be keeping supplies going, which of course also means I have to be careful advancing too far, or I might risk running out of supplies. That of course will be hilarious. And otherwise I have to take points in. Of course, in that regard, the river serves as another obstacle as I sort of try to advance swiftly for the glory of the Soviet Union. But let's start out here, also noting my infantry divisions are at a bit of a disadvantage here, though that's nothing vastly new, to be honest. Still figure it warranted mentioning. So far advances won't be really going that swiftly. Just going to move up here and pressure the fascists a bit, at least ensure they can't so quickly pull back. It's only going to take a bit of time. Meaning one tank corps up there, the two guards will push up by here, perhaps one up through here. And I'll have the remaining sort of barge in this way and this way. Well, this way. So there we go, the initial advance, no real engagement again. This would just turn into an utter slaughter for my men. And while I suppose in some sense it's hilarious, it wouldn't really serve my purpose of winning this battle. So that was in the turn, and let's see how the fascists react to the show of Soviet strength. And of course, pulling back here to guard this very small point. Infantry division here with a few Stugs also attached, moves up, although it is a rather depleted. Panzer division pulling up there. Infantry division sort of forming to a front. There we go, taking up positions in the forests, the wankers. And overall, we're just seeing them leaving all of their entrenched positions in the forest and whatnot, sort of trying to stall any advance. Yes, I know they're a bunch of pricks. That's rather what the opponent is supposed to be. Panzer division here taking a bit of a beating. At least that is the theory. Sort of slightly trying to bludgeon my way through there with varying degrees of luck. And there we go. Put that up, sort of cover things a bit. And there we go. Already we can sort of see here down there the supply problems. And again, I'm using this point because while I in theory could use this, the problem is at the same time this rather leaves less resources up here. So I rather think this one is a bit more sensible. If it was to be so bold as to use a word like sensible. Doing a bit of nasty damage there. And of course, next turn I'm going to have to pull this one back because again, it's completely out of plan, won't be really combat effective next turn, and certainly this one won't be looking too good either. So there's certainly a few problems. Although again, I've actually made great strides. In fact, I might even take this point rather quickly, but again, there's going to be some problems here, so there you go. Fascist seems a little less interested in that. Pushing out with a tank division here, going to dislodge them from this side of the river. if I can. So there we go. Slight advances. That's not only going to work out, obviously. So there we go. The initial sort of engagements. There are some replacements ready to sort of help deal with things as they progress. But for now, let's just end the turn and see what those bastards do next. Pulling back there, pretty much trying to sort of dig in with their panzer divisions, and they're definitely going to be the ones harder to dig out from the points. There we go, some units called off from supplies. In fact, it's rather fun to note here they actually pulled back from the bridge completely, which actually makes a crossing there considerably easier for me. So there we go. I'm going to keep you there. You, I'm going to pull back for the rest and relaxation. You, I'm going to turn into reserves. Not much can be gained from this, although I could come down here and blast some of those buggers to Kingdom Come. And there we go. Some progress being made. Catching a few out there. Tank division moving ahead. Aggressively destroying an infantry division. Another one not looking too happy right there, unsurprisingly. Make good progress there, and again that's also why I need the supplies up here, so I can actually keep an advance going from the north. I mean, if I focus solely on the south, that will help here, but in the longer term will cause a few problems up north. So it's sort of a decision I have to make, and I'd rather be able to push along a bit of a broader front in this regard. Because that's just who I am. So, there we go. Just going to move you down there so you can quickly move over to the point there by the Dnieper, or the other side of the Dnieper. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. So, there we go, comrades. There we go. The fascists are reeling. And I'm already making good headway. But there we go, pulling back towards the point near the road to Gomel. Something. The Infanterie Wissemades are trying to hold up the T-34 right there with the Panzerjägerabteilung attached to them. Probably 675th, although I don't even recall there was such a large numbered one. Quickly making advances here and here. And these gentlemen up there just stuck without supplies. So there we go. There might be a slight attempt at a counter-attack there within reasonable time. And once more we push things up there. So some progress is made. Might also be able to get that one. A bit of luck. And there we go. I mean, still reasonably solid progress across the front line. Most of the German infantry divisions which could form a front line are currently bashed to pieces, or rather far apart. And then there's got the few panzer divisions sort of trying to hold up here, and they're not really at strength. And certainly this one is having a bit of trouble dealing with all the advancing Soviet tanks, the Katyushas and veterans, and all the other goodies. And now things up there really getting a bit desperate. They're sort of Trying to pull things together. Counter-attack by the Panzer Division. Did a large amount of damage. Bastards. Taking a few losses there, but overall turning out alright. They are expendable, comrades. Use the glory of the Soviet Union. There we go. They're losing a lot now. So there we go. Progress is being made. Hell, I might be able to make this before I'm supposed to take any of them. I mean, I already took that point far before it was supposed to be taken. That's lovely. And right now, there's not really much up. My main worry is there's probably going to be some reinforcements on the way. I mean, the fascists are good at that. The whole bringing up some reinforcements, quite unsportsmanlike, but that's them. Always playing by their own damn rules. That one back. There we go. Katyusas ahoy, taking that point. Need to pull back them. Wait, hang on, that was a bad move. I should in fact keep them just right there, since there's just enough supplies to then get them moving by the next turn. Hoorah. Go. Another fascist division destroyed. So let us end the turn. There we go, reinforcements. Panzer Division appearing, plus a few infantry. Throwing the 86th with the Sturmabteilung straight into my way. I should be shifting this one up here to help clear things up in the north, because, well, this isn't going to be frightfully productive. Go, another point taken. In fact, I just need to get to the road to Gomel at a certain point. There we go. These gentlemen should be able to rush up there as well in time. So who knows, I might be able to pull off another brilliant victory here for the Russians. A counterattack towards here, the tank corps. As you might have noticed, that didn't really work out as nicely as you might have anticipated. Introduction following up here. This one completely out of supply, not really enjoying its day. Unsurprisingly. That could have gone better. Ah, bollocks. So close yet so... Aha! I secure a brilliant victory, comrades! I am hero! And there we go, through swift, decisive action, I bashed through the fascist lines and secured the cities and objectives, basically all in time for a brilliant Soviet victory. Hoorah! There we go. Managing supplies across a wide front line, where supplies are a bit tricky. Attacking, bashing your way through, and not getting bogged down are all good tactical and strategic skills to have for a commander. So, hopefully you enjoyed this little episode of Unity of Command Return. If you did want to subscribe, tell your friends, and if you want to the game, head over to either Steam or unityofcommand.net and get the game there for a reasonably cheap price. This is Unity of Command Return DLC. There's a bit more of a specific one for Germans called Black Turn, and then of course there's the original campaigns, which there's one German and Russian. Hiccups. Well, I will be ending here. Cheers!